The rules are now out. Jake Paul getting ready for an Anthony Joshua fight. And some of these rules may surprise some of you guys.
Both fighters will be using 10-ounce gloves for the duration of the contest.
Jake Paul didn't just panic, he cracked. The moment Anthony Joshua released the official Queensberry rules for December 19th, it felt like Jake was handed his own career death certificate on live television. 10-ounce gloves, real knockouts, permanent record. Suddenly, what Jake thought would be an influencer-style hype machine flipped into a public execution notice, exposing exactly how outmatched he is under real heavyweight standards. This wasn't promotion anymore. It was a warning.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You know how many...
When the rule sheet dropped, Jake didn't hear excitement. He heard silence. Cold, suffocating silence. The influencer circus he usually thrives in evaporated as Joshua tore the mask off the entire spectacle. This wasn't a crossover event. This was a fully sanctioned heavyweight collision on December 19th, 2025, at Miami's Casa Center. The kind where one man walks out and the other gets flattened. The kind where hype doesn't save you.
Now, boxing. Anthony Joshua is going to take on the YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul in a professional bout in Miami next month. The former world heavyweight champion.
Jake Paul deluded enough to think it was a good option to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Jake spent years building an empire of bravado, controversy, and viral chaos. But one rule sheet crushed it like thin glass. Overnight, the question shifted from who wins to something far darker. How long does Jake survive? Minutes? Rounds? Seconds? For the first time in his career, the disruptor wasn't disrupting anything. He was the one being broken down.
Jake's a good novice. Oh, yeah. And if he wanted to have a legitimate career in boxing, then he would climb the domestic rankings in America, and he might even make top 50.
The boxing world didn't just react, it exploded. Analysts, promoters, former champions, and everyday fans all sounded like they were reading a funeral notice, not a fight announcement. No one sugarcoated it. Jake was stepping into a scenario where the odds weren't just stacked against him, they were absurd. Joshua has fought and destroyed 260-pound knockout machines. Jake? He walked into a professional death march pretending it was content.
It's a huge risk. It's a huge risk. You can't look away from that.
Then came the detail that set social media on fire. These weren't soft, entertainment-friendly rules. These were the Queensberry rules, the same brutal standard used in real heavyweight wars. No loopholes, no exhibition safety nets. 8 rounds, 3 minutes each. 24 minutes where one mistake ends everything.
You've got to be in it to win it, and AJ was in the right place to maximise the opportunity around him, and he has defined a sensational legacy after this. So, what are the rules? The bout will take place at a heavyweight, obviously. It's going to be 8 3-minute rounds. You might think, well, that's better for Jake Paul, and I'm thinking, not really. It's better for Anthony Joshua because he's just going to go all out for them 8 3-minute rounds.
10-ounce gloves. Thin, unforgiving, designed for damage, not survival. No headgear, no protective pacing, no referee babysitting a YouTuber out of trouble. This goes on Jake's permanent record for life. And under these conditions, every analyst, every fan, and even Jake's own corner believes the same thing. If Joshua lands clean, the lights go out.
Both fighters will be using 10-ounce gloves for the duration of the contest.
Joshua didn't just accept these rules, he demanded them. Every detail was engineered to drag Jake out of the influencer sandbox and into a real battlefield. Jake's speed, meaningless. His size, irrelevant. His bully tactics, dead before the bell. Joshua built a system where every advantage, power, pace, endurance, strategy, psychology, belongs entirely to him.
The contest is a professional bout and will go on the boys' records. But that being said, this is heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. I'm going to give you my prediction right now.
Then came the wait. 245 pounds of controlled, explosive destruction. Joshua enters the ring heavy enough to break bones, yet lean enough to chase Jake down like prey. 8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves, knockouts fully legal. Jake's cruiserweight arsenal suddenly looks like a sparkler thrown at a flamethrower. Every punch Joshua throws will carry the experience of a man who has dismantled fighters far bigger and far more dangerous than Jake Paul.
200 pounds versus 252 pounds. We got a 252 pounder in Anthony Joshua.
The more fans analyzed the rule sheet, the darker it got. They started calling it a death chamber because Jake has no way out. Under exhibition rules, he could stall. Under influencer rules, he could survive. But under heavyweight rules, there is nowhere to hide. Every second of every round gives Joshua permission to unleash championship-level violence. Jake didn't just lose narrative control. He walked blindfolded into a battlefield he never understood.
Now we just want to see it because there's a lot of hate out here on influencer boxing. A lot of people have got different opinions on boxing these days. But I want to ask you, do you box?
When Joshua said no mercy, the world didn't hear a slogan. It heard a sentence. And in boxing, no mercy coming from Anthony Joshua isn't hype. It's a cold, calculated intention. The entire industry froze because they've seen what that looks like. Bodies collapsing from rib-shattering shots. Careers ending on the floor. Fighters who never return the same. Joshua wasn't teasing Jake. He was promising him something he's never experienced. The full force of a natural heavyweight with professional precision. For Jake, this wasn't intimidation. It was a preview of the kind of night that can rewrite or erase a career.
If this is a real, legitimate fight, Jake Paul is absolutely crazy. If not crazy, he's super brave. And it'll be interesting to see.
Those 2 words broke something in Jake's armor. For the first time in years, he didn't look like the confident disruptor. He looked like a man who finally understood the danger he walked into. His interviews became awkward, his jokes fell flat, and his body language slipped from bravado to unease. Even his die-hard fans, the ones who usually defend anything he does, sounded worried. That shift is rare. It only happens when the audience senses a threat the fighter hasn't fully processed yet. Jake wasn't losing hype. He was losing belief. And that is far more dangerous.
It can happen in a variety of ways, various ways, but I'm not dependent on punch power, you know.
And honestly, it all adds up. Jake built his legacy on shocking the world, on beating opponents who underestimated him. But Joshua didn't underestimate him. Joshua dismantled every safety net Jake ever relied on. He stripped away the influencer advantages, the stylistic loopholes, the exhibition padding, until nothing was left except raw, sanctioned violence. December 19th stopped feeling like a fight date and started feeling like a countdown clock, a warning label. A moment where a cruiserweight showman walks straight into a heavyweight execution chamber. And whether Jake admits it or not, the world has already decided the ending. He didn't just lose the narrative, he lost the room, and once the room turns, the fight is already over.